Welcome to Leogang, Austria. We're here for the latest round of our Whip UCI Mountain Bike World Series, and for this spectacular course. Today, I'm joined by the Lapierre Racing Unity entire squad. So I've got the whole crew here joining me today. What a special occasion. Anton Cooper on the outside. Anton, you on the hardtail today?
Yeah, I've raced the hardtail here every year we've raced, so
no way.
I've given it a try the first couple of laps and I'm sold on it already. So yeah, I'm gonna chuck a dropper on though to be safe.
And what's the advantage of the hardtail?
It's honestly, it's probably a kilo and a half lighter and
a kilo and a half.
Yeah, really responsive.
Yeah. And built for climbing.
Built for climbing.
So the main focus is climbing.
And even this year they've smoothed out so much of the climbing stuff, so it feels really efficient climbing.
Okay. Well, it's definitely going to be the nature today. There's heaps of climbing on this course here in Leogang. Riders are going to set their bikes up fast rolling, light, and obviously we're going to see a lot more hardtail options. We come out of the start, left-hand tech and feed zone. Kiara's getting a push on the race line. This is where all our mechanics will be lined up here. We'll have a feed just around the corner and we're going to rip straight up the grass. So the early parts of these laps, you're going to have to pay attention, not go too hard, too early, because it is a long and physical lap here in Leogang. So here's our feed zone over here. I'd imagine a lot of riders will grab a bottle here. I mean, Kiara might be able to tell me. Kiara, will you take a full bottle on the whole lap or drink in the feed zone and then drop it?
Yeah, typically I prefer half of bottle. And yeah, I drink as much as I can on the tech zone.
Yeah.
And then I take with me the other, because maybe I can drink a bit after the finish line.
Yeah.
Or in another part of the course. So it depends when you feel like you want to drink. Same for the day. Because sometimes on the boxes it's not that simple to feed. But yeah.
How important will nutrition be on a very physical lap like this here?
So important. I mean, today also it's really hot. You'll see on the race day, but yeah, it's really important to get the right amount of carbs and yeah, take water to keep everything. Oh!
And Sammy Gage just pushes us out of the way.
Yeah, it's a good musical.
Sam Gage back on the mountain bike, which is pretty cool. So we cut across the downhill track, make our way out across the hillside. A couple of famous long climbs to start the lap. So it's quite a simple start, but really, really physical. Sections like this is really where that hardtail is going to excel. But the Lapierre XR machine pedals phenomenally. Right now, slight tailwind, which is lovely. But here, at this massive long climb. So this is a relatively short effort, but you can see the entire climb here. We've seen numerous attacks go here in years past. It's very early in the lap, so it's a bold strategy to go early, but maybe a good one. Maybe you've got good legs early and you can hold it on and relax later in the race, or maybe you just want to string the field out a little bit here. They're into the course again, bike locked out, suspension is firm, a good spot for the hardtail to accelerate. There is sections on this course which will suit a dual suspension bike, so Anton will have to pay attention a little bit, perhaps choose his line slightly differently, but we'll hopefully see some of those special lines a little bit later. Pretty awesome to have the whole Lapierre racing unity team here today. We've had a solid start to the season so far. Max is back on the bike. He had a huge crash in Crans-Montana, Switzerland last year, getting ready for the Olympics. So he's back and up to form, riding well. Some super cool bikes. Anton is on the hardtail now, but he's got a custom painted Kiwi national champion XR bike, which is real sick. Check out that through our social media channels. And as we crest the top here, I am very thankful that the team has looked after me on the climb.
Prepare the gear, because then after this section we have a really steep climb, so you have to prepare the gear for that.
There we go. Warning shots from Chiara Tiocchi. So now this is our first chance to maybe recover, unlock the bike and rest. I doubt the riders will be able to take in the view, but the Austrian Alps are spectacular. One of the most scenic venues of the circuit and an iconic track. Those riders come back down here, bikes are unlocked, they're trying to recover, not use much energy, but right at the end of this descent, we've got a very short and punchy climb. Yeah, Max. So right now, I've already started to change gear and get ready, because look, straight into this punchy little wall. Let's see what Max thinks here. Max, is this too early to attack on this section, or what's going on here?
Yeah, for me with my weight I would say yes, because it's super steep. Definitely going into first gear here.
Yeah.
And Anton with the hardtail in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna give me a hard time.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you feel ready, go for it. I mean, we have a descent right afterwards.
Yep.
Why not, huh?
Is this a big part of the strategy? You go early, you go late, you string it out with the small descents?
For me personally, I must say this course is more like a ETT.
Okay.
So I think I'll just go high threshold all the time. Gonna put on a steady pace and yeah, hope it's most effective.
Hope so indeed. So from that punchy little climb, we liaise across to our second descent. Now this one's a little bit more involved, a little bit more tech, maybe a little bit more fun. A couple of big berms, get up high, a few ruts in the soft conditions, a couple of cheeky double jumps. Woo! Whoa, yeah. Inside tricky off camber. So as fun as that is, you have to pay attention to your bike setup there and be ready, because now we come back across the hill. This is our second tech zone. So if you have a slight issue, flat tire, something here, get ready, because now we head into the longest climb of the race. Probably the pivotal part of this entire course is this climb. We get back into the trees. It gets a little bit tech. Wouldn't say it's fast. Well, it's not fast for me, but it'll be fast for these legends around me.
So for me here in the little flat section in the race, it's going to be all about building some speed up before the steep climb starts.
Will you try and recover on those little flats or no?
No.
No recovery?
No.
What about on the descents?
Yeah, there definitely, because also compared to Novmaster here, it's not as technical, I would say. It's more about recovery than winning the race in the downhill. Of course, you can always lose a race in the downhill.
Of course.
But yeah, here I would say everyone goes mostly the same speed, not too many line options, so focus on the climbs and the flats.
And what about positioning? Are you worried about your positioning in the pack, or do you have to say focused on your own strategy?
Yeah, for me, focus on the own strategy, because as you can see here also, it's quite wide.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a little narrow section on the climb soon, but I think that's not going to be decisive. So
Okay.
on most of the climbs you can pass quite easily and don't have to make a big effort. So I will focus on my own strategy wherever it takes me.
And this is steep.
Yeah.
This is a punchy little section. It's easy to go too hard, too early. As we get into the skinnier part of this climb, it gets a little bit more tech right at the most physical part. So we crest the top. Small chance to recover. Maybe just grab a couple of breaths, because in a couple of short corners, we go again. This climb has been surfaced this year. It's a little bit firmer and potentially a little bit quicker.
You don't go straight, you go straight there, now we get that left.
And Anton says, it used to go straight there, but now we've got a left. But you can see it's got a bit of a gravel cap over the course. So if it does rain, it'll still be nice and grippy. Still flows reasonably well. And right now, it might just be my legs, but everything's starting to burn a little bit. Steep corner, crucial. Maintain momentum, just so you don't burn any additional energy.
That's what makes the high push hard with rapid track on, because obviously here it's not going to get too deep and like slushy and mud, but then you're going to get to the trail sections.
That's right.
You really want a mud tire.
But just in case you missed that, Anton's saying how difficult this makes tyre selection. You need a fast rolling tyre here, but once we get into the mud, it is very difficult. So here's our first tech section. It's at the top of the climb. Got an A line and a B line. So the A line is more direct, but very technical. Oh! The B line, you can carry that momentum around and it avoids any risk. So it's all good, but if it goes wrong in a big way quickly. And as we crest the steepest part, we traverse across the hill, get into the next descent where you really need that tyre and that grip support. That's a compromise to all the climbing and pedaling. And this is still tech. It's fast, but it's technical. So there's an A line, there's a B line. It is as slippery and spicy as it can get. We're gonna go the outside here, get into the pocket, max through, woo-hoo-hoo! Max through the A line, no worries. Now don't get carried away. Just like that, we're back into the climbing. So, very short descent, easy to lose the race there, but technical enough where you have to pay attention. There is a B line, a couple of versions of the A line. And we're back across the top of the hill. So in this little section here, riders will be able to give it a bit more. We come into a major descent next. Probably our most technical, probably our most pivotal to set up the middle of the race, and one where we can really get out of hand quickly. So across the top, heart rate is redlining, legs are on fire. Unlock the bike, put your seat down, find a line, and send her on. Max up the inside. I'm gonna do the shimmy shake. So another spot, you can't really win the race. You can easily throw it away if you're not paying attention. Whoa, yeah, Max. Yeah, boy. So these little roots are mega spicy. Easy to catch your wheel. Straight out of that, hold on to your hats, seat back up, lock your bike out. We are straight back to the top. Now the boys are making this look effortless at the moment, but the recovery on this kind of track is just non-existent. It is flat out bang, bang, bang. It's like my legs feel at the moment. As you can see, wide climbs. These will be fast. They will showcase the very best of the best.
This one's much different luck than the rest. We usually find that narrow single track.
Anton's gonna force me to pedal harder here. This climb's a bit different.
Yeah, you see like a narrow single track, and I swear there was like 8 turns that felt much longer. Now it's like 4 turns, you're at the top of the route.
And much faster too, right?
Wide, fast, okay, yeah.
Right.
Definitely gonna make for a more technical race.
Okay.
Still not gonna be that much technical with all this climbing,
Yeah.
but I think we're gonna see a bit more close racing than we've seen in the previous years.
And is this the spot where you can make it happen? Because we're about to drop all the way to the finish.
I think if you like the position you drop in here is the one you'll probably have to the finish.
Okay.
It's the last chance, it's not going.
Last chance here.
Yeah.
Unlock the bike, seat down. There's an inside, there's an outside. It is as spicy as it gets. Get off the brakes through here. Let it eat just a little bit of dancing. Shakira's on track and looking effortless. Woo! Yeah, boy. Let the Michelin tires eat. Why? Oh, I'm getting carried away. Watching the young fella rip it to pieces. Whoa! That is a wild drop in from the top. These gravel descents are loose. You have to pay attention. Be aware of your tires, your air pressure, and your coherency, because we come down into the finish and the boys wind her up with a big old power wheelie. Max, thank you, mate.
Welcome.
Absolute pleasure. Well, there we have it. That's the course here in Leogang, Austria, with the Lapierre Racing Unity team. What a track. What an opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you trackside. Boys, that was sick. Thank you.
Super nice.
Super fun.
Yep.
You guys are legends. Really appreciate that.